idea for the Coffee With series originated with the folks at Vicksburg Daily News, and as we sat and discussed it, we thought it would be interesting to talk to people in Vicksburg about interesting jobs that people have, events they're planning, volunteer work they're doing, positive things that people are doing in Vicksburg. Some of the guests that we have coffee with you'll probably know and recognize, but my guess is that most of them you may have never heard of or met before you saw them here with us having coffee. These are people who are quietly behind the scenes with great dedication doing things that make a difference for the lives of all of us who live in Vicksburg. So we hope that you enjoy this new Coffee With series with Vicksburg Daily News. Today I'm having coffee with Ann Wilds. And Miss Ann, thank you so much for coming and visiting with me today.
Well, you're very welcome.
Now, you and I met on our birthday. We share a birthday.
Right.
Of course, the day we met, we didn't realize that, and it was Good Friday, right?
You have a wonderful memory.
That's right. So that was kind of a bond that I have felt with you since then. And I asked you to come and have coffee with me because you do so many different interesting things. You and your husband have Buck's Country Playhouse.
Right.
And tell me a little bit how y'all got started doing that, because you know I love to come out there.
I know you do. We love to see her come. She brings really good salads, and they're always eaten up. Anyway, years ago, my husband met a fiddle player named Tom Fonville, and he would come to another friend's house on the weekend, and they would kind of pick and grin. Well, when people started hearing about it, they wanted to come listen. Well, we got elbow-to-elbow people pretty quick.
Now, was this in the house?
It was in the house,
okay,
in my friend Perry's home. And my husband decided that he was going to buy one of these great big metal buildings to make him a country music playhouse. Well, I just pulled way back. I thought, no, we don't need to do that. Well, as luck would have it, he was in a parts house one day and overheard a conversation between these two guys, and one of them was telling the other one that there was a building in Clinton for sale. They had rezoned the area and for residential, and the man had to take his building down. Well, my husband's ears perked up, and we went and looked at it, and that's the building we have today. However, it doesn't look the same. He was going to restore cars. So the part that is my kitchen and my husband's, so to speak, shop, which is a junk place really, was the stalls. And we, along with some friends, we borrowed a bean truck from our friend over in Mound, Louisiana. And we had a crew of about 7 men. And it took us 2 weekends to go over and take the building down. Mm-hmm. Took it down in 40-foot sections, didn't break a window.
Oh, my goodness.
And they numbered all the trusses, that goes on the roof.
Right.
And it leaned up against a tree for a year until we could save enough money to pour the foundation. It was a pretty big foundation,
yeah,
lots of concrete. So that's how the building came about.
How long has it been there?
Oh, my gosh, it's been there. I don't know, it seems like forever, about 35 years.
You know, I always have the hardest time describing it to people when they say, well, what is Buck's Country Playhouse? Well, it's not really a barn.
No, it's not a barn.
And it's not really just a building, because I get stuck on the building, and what I come out for is what goes on inside that building.
Exactly.
And tell us about what y'all do and how often y'all do it, and because I know it's the third Friday of every month, most months.
Well, that's our Friday night supper. They pick and grin every Thursday night.
Well, see, I didn't know
And
that.
the reason we pick Thursday is Wednesday is church night.
Yeah.
And Friday night and Saturday night, I figured, were family nights because people would go to school to watch their children play football or their grandkids. So we picked Thursday night. And
So it's every Thursday night?
Every Thursday night.
At what time?
6:30.
Okay.
And then every third Friday night of the month, we have potluck supper, and a different band comes in.
And that's what I come out for.
Yeah, that's when you come out there and you bring your salads. And me presents, by the way, which I love.
Let's talk a little bit about what the, because when you say you have a kitchen in there, that's kind of an understatement, really.
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what you have is a very, very large kitchen
Very large. Everyone loves it, even the men. You know, men think women get together in little groups and gossip. Well, they do too. They love that kitchen. They'll get together back there on that little bench that Thomas made us, and they'll just talk, you know, and they love it. They love it. But when we started the Playhouse, my husband wanted an open door policy. So anyone that thought they could sing or play a musical instrument were welcome. And a lot of people would come and sit in the audience and kind of strum along on their guitar or whatever. And finally, when they thought they were good enough to get on the stage. But we've had 3 bands get together just from meeting each other out there. They didn't know each other at all until they met at Buck's Country Playhouse. So we kind of feel like the grandma and grandpa of all these people. You know, we love it.
Well, and the, you know, just the ambiance, I think, of the building really lends itself to people just coming out and visiting and having a good time.
It's very informal.
Yeah.
It's down to earth.
Your light fixtures are they plastic?
They're plastic.
Pots.
Terracotta colored pots turned upside down.
That's right. And there used to be a train that kind of ran around the ceiling.
It's still there, but the musicians didn't like the sound because they thought it interfered with their music, so we don't play it. We don't run it anymore. Yeah.
And then up on the stage, you have kind of some memorabilia, I guess. I know there's an old vending, like a snack vending machine.
Tom's vending machine.
There's some stuff from when your husband was in the war.
Yeah.
When he had a mechanic.
He was a pilot and a mechanic, jet engine mechanic.
Okay. Right. And then back to that kitchen. I'm stuck on the kitchen because you and I spend a lot of time in that kitchen.
We do. She washes dishes.
I wash dishes and listen to the music.
Yeah, there you go.
But you have a huge island, and we all bring stuff to eat. And instead of throwing money in the kitty, we throw money in the cow.
Yeah,
and,
put your moolah here, and
right.
It is a cow.
Yeah.
It's a cow cookie jar. Lends itself very well to the money.
And you provide all the soft drinks and the plates and all that, and we just bring food and put some money in to help out with that. And you have a big island, and it's just really a family potluck atmosphere.
It's beautiful when it's full of food. Beautiful. And by the way, it will be Thursday. It's my husband's birthday.
How old is Mr. Buck going to be?
He will be 87.
My goodness.
So I had to get a huge cake, and I don't think it will hold 87 candles, so we're just going to put 87 on it and call it a day.
And what time does that start?
6:30.
Okay, well, I'll try to be there for that.
I think everybody in the world's going to be there. I hope so.
You're going to have a parking problem if that happens.
We may. That's okay with me.
Well, I know there are other things you do besides Buck's Country Playhouse. You're in the Red Hat Society, aren't you?
I am.
Tell me about that.
Well, the first time I ever saw anyone dressed in purple and had on red hats was in Memphis. I had gone to the Orpheum Theater to a musical. And, of course, with all the little shops around, we were looking, and all these women suddenly submerged in the shops. And I thought, my gosh, they look so pretty. So I found out what it was, and when I got back home, I thought, I want to do that.
And what is it?
Well, it's just you have to be 50 years old. And if you...
I'm about to be eligible.
You are. You are. Well, if you want to join before you're 50, you're a pink hatter.
Okay.
And then when you're 50, you wait to the red hats.
Gotcha.
We just have a lot of fun. There are no rules. There are no dues or anything like that. We just wear purple dresses and red hats. And on your birthday month, you reverse it. You wear red dresses and purple hats. And
do y'all go places?
We do. We go places. In fact, last year we sponsored what they call the Spring Fling. We had it at Hawkins Methodist Church, and we had 250 women.
Oh my goodness!
We had a great day. We had a Dixieland jazz band.
How fun!
We had Deborah Franco's kids came and danced, and we had an old-time swimsuit contest. And
what is that?
Well, old-time swimsuits.
Did you put one on?
Oh, Lord, no. We thought if we had 5 people to enter, we'd be doing good. We had 17.
Really?
And the largest lady that entered won. She could not have been cuter. And our husbands were the judges. So that was a big deal.
I bet that was fun.
That was a big deal. And when the band would play, the men would go out and pick a lady out of the audience, and they would dance with them. They loved it. The men really kind of made the day for us because it was different.
Yeah.
We had a wonderful caterer. We gave away door prizes, and it was just a great day. This year it's in Petal, and it's on the 23rd of April, and the theme is Red Hats on Parade. Ours was Southern Belles Gather in Vicksburg, which was very appropriate, I thought. We had a great day.
Now, I know you and your daughter are close, like my mom and I are. And actually, I met your daughter not too long ago. She was out there.
Probably for the Friday night supper.
Yeah, she was out there one evening. But y'all just got back from a trip, didn't you?
We did.
Where did y'all go?
We went to San Antonio. My grandson was graduating from boot camp. And anyway, Vicky said, Mom, let's drive. And I said, oh, it sounds good to me. And to make it even better, I won some money at the casino, and it paid for our trip.
Oh, wonderful.
That was great. That was just great. But anyway, we got there, and graduation was on the 4th of February. Well, that's on a Friday. Well, Thursday night it snowed. The wind chill was 16 degrees. So they canceled graduation.
Oh, no.
The boys and girls were just heartsick, and we were too. They had worked hard for 8 weeks to strut their stuff, and nobody got to see it.
Oh.
They were so disappointed, but we saw him on Friday afternoon, Saturday, and Sunday, so the trip was worth it just to see him. And then he went to Wichita Falls, Texas for his tech school, which is, I can remember, Aerospace Ground Equipment Apprentice. They say it's a really good field for work after you get out of the service.
And is he still there?
Well, he's still there. He's been there probably 3 weeks.
And where does he know where he'll go after
He'll
that?
go to Oklahoma City to Tinker Air Force Base. So
well, at least it's not too far away.
He's finding out that he has to study. He's not really good at that, but he'll make it. He'll get buckled down and get in the groove and do well, I know. We're an Air Force family.
Oh, are y'all? Well, I know Mr. Buck was in the service.
Our son is retired, and my other grandson, Nathan's son, is a commander on the B-56 in Minot, North Dakota. He graduated from the Air Force Academy. So we're an Air Force family.
Well, is there anything that I haven't asked you that you just have a burning desire to tell me about? Because you're so interesting. I'm sure that there is something I don't know about that I would love to know, Miss Ann.
Well, I will tell you this. The reason it's in the front of my mind almost is because I was telling this to my granddaughter the other day. She just could not believe it. She asked me, she said, Mama, what did you do for a job when you were young? I said, well, when I was 14, I got a permit from school to go to work in a dress shop. And I made $3 a day. Her eyes got big as saucers. $3 a day, Mom. Goodness, I said, yes, $18 a week. And I loved it. I loved it. I worked every Saturday and summer until I graduated.
And where was that?
That was in Monroe, Louisiana.
Are you from Monroe?
I'm from West Monroe, which they're called the Twin Cities.
Sure.
And finally I got so good at it they let me dress the mannequins in the windows, which I really loved doing that. So in the back of my mind, I thought someday I'm going to have a boutique because I love clothes, I love people, and I thought that would be a neat thing to do. But so far that hasn't materialized. Can't ever tell.
Still plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
Always good to keep dreaming, isn't it?
It is. If you don't have a dream, what do you have?
Thank you so much for coming.
Well, thank you, honey. I've enjoyed it.
And happy birthday.
Thank you. Happy birthday to you, and you have a good time on your trip with your hair blowing in the wind in your convertible. Sounds great.